everybody, and welcome back to Movie Files, here with another review, and this time it is for the Hulu original documentary Fyre Fraud. Now, this premiered last week. I was able to check it out over the weekend, which I actually saw the Netflix version of this, which is the Fyre Festival, the greatest party that never happened. You can check out that review on our channel now. But as I said in that review, I wanted to watch this Hulu one just to kind of compare the two, see which one I like more, see which one presented the story in a different point of view. So I am here to do that. So before I get into my review for this documentary, I want to welcome all those that are new to Movie Files. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with our latest videos. Now, for those that are just don't know what this is about, this whole Fyre Festival, haven't seen my review yet for the Netflix one. I'll just kind of briefly go over what happened. So about, 2017, you had this gentleman named Billy McFarland partnered up with the rapper Ja Rule. They come up with an idea to promote this app that allows users to book entertainers for parties, festivals, things of that nature. So it's kind of eliminate the middleman. So Billy and Ja Rule, how did we get this word out? How do we promote this app? Their idea was to hold a festival, a music festival, and have all these celebrities come out, these models come out, presented as this luxurious type of experience. And long story short, they get all this money flown in from investors. They have all these people buying these tickets to go to this festival. And, like I said, long story short, the festival never happens. The preparation was really never there. This was something that was not going to be done in the time frame that it was presented to the people that bought these tickets, to the people that were working on it. It was just a catastrophe. So this version that Hulu presents us, the hook for me is when I saw the trailer compared to the Netflix one. The Netflix one was really good. You can see my review again once on this channel. The Netflix version kind of touched on the people that was really on the ground involved with the marketing, the people that worked on the festival, the people that were really affected by it. It touched on those people that was really connected to the situation. But you really didn't hear much from Billy. Again, the Netflix was like clips of Billy, but not really interview style. So when I saw the Hulu version, their trailer presented it, at least to me, as we have Billy, we're going to interview Billy, we're going to hear from him how he thought he can get away with this. So that was the hook for me. So in this, kind of touching on the positives about this documentary, this particular version of the story, this POV, is more on the business aspect of what went on behind the scenes of the Fyre Festival. Yes, we get the interview with Billy, which had its positives and also its negatives, but I just want to touch on the things I did like, which was, it went into more of the social media aspect, and they really kind of hit you with the information as far as the psychology behind the millennials. They kind of touch on, there's a section in the documentary that touches on what is it that makes us want to be a part of these big events. The whole everyone knows FOMO, feeling like they're missed out. And that was really the driving force of this particular documentary, is the social media aspect that they touch on. But also something I liked was the business aspect. Like, again, this one didn't really touch on the people that were connected, like working directly with Billy and promoter. They had some people that was involved that worked with some of the promotion, but not as much as the documentary that Netflix presented. But this one touched on, a lot of business people that talked about the whole logistics of it all, which I liked. Also, like I said, I'm going to talk about it in my negatives more, but they did interview Billy, and you got some good bits from him, but not a lot. But it was still kind of, you learned a little bit about his background, a little bit about how he started, a little bit on his family. You can see kind of where the red flags kind of came up in previous companies. They touched on that a little bit more than the Netflix version, which I appreciated, as well as there was a lighter side to this documentary. The Netflix one was a little bit darker, which I actually appreciated, which I'll get to later on, which one I enjoy more. But this one had a little bit lighter tone and a little bit more, a little bit more laughs, because again, this is a very unfortunate situation for people that was involved, financially speaking. But it was a little bit more lighter tone, which separates itself from Netflix, which I like that, because literally they came out. This one came out on the 14th, the Hulu version, and the Netflix came out on the 18th. So it was able to separate itself from that. Kind of get into the negatives. Again, the hook for me was the way the trailer presents itself from the Hulu, which I'll leave below in the description. It was, this is going to be Billy's side of the story, letting us know what he thought, what his thought process was. But literally, the interviews they did with Billy was just garbage. Like, the questions they asked, he didn't answer any of them. The bits they went into him, they would ask him a question, he would just kind of stare into he didn't say anything. It was just, I just didn't like that part at all. It was like pointless, and that was the big thing that drew me into this one. Another thing was they had like this weird voiceover, like this computerized voiceover, reading quotes from his mom and quotes from people that didn't want to be on camera. It was really weird and just kind of out of place. And also, just kind of the structure of this particular documentary just didn't flow well to me. Like the Netflix one was really had me on the edge of my seat, and yes, it was darker and it had more of an emotional pull for me. The Netflix one, this again was lighter, but it also was just kind of all over the place, and I just didn't like a lot of the decisions and where they touched on one storyline and they went to another one. It was just kind of all over the place. But kind of wrapping up this review, I would recommend checking out this one because, again, this is a different point of view. The business aspect was touched on more, the social media, the psychology behind how someone can get sucked into the idea of being a part of something and not really researching what was going on. So I like that aspect, but if I were to choose between one, I would definitely say that Netflix would have my appeal more. I enjoyed that documentary more. I thought it was a little bit more well crafted. I found out actually in research watching this video that the people that produced the Netflix one were actually the company that helped produce the actual promotion for the Fyre Festival, which is interesting. And then it was interesting on the Hulu version, the people that produced this actually paid Billy to do the interview. So it's kind of weird how a lot of these behind the scenes things you find out. But again, I prefer the Netflix one. But if I were to score this Hulu one, I'm going to give it probably a 3 out of 5. Again, I didn't think it was as well crafted as the Netflix one, but still the appeal, the story, and the aspects that they brought to light was still interesting. So I would recommend you guys checking this one out on Hulu. Again, this whole story is just fascinating to me. Not to give too much away because you can obviously read it. Billy is in jail now, serving 6 years, and he's no longer, once he gets out, he can't really be a director of like big type of events like this, but we'll see. A lot of people like Billy find out some way, figure out something to get their feet back into the game. So again, 3 out of 5 for this particular documentary. I prefer the Netflix, the Fyre Festival, the greatest party never happened, more than this one, but I still recommend you guys checking out this Netflix or this Hulu one. So there you have it, guys. That's my review. Let me know in the comments which one you preferred, if you've seen both of them, which one you like better, as well as if you haven't seen one, tell me just your personal thoughts on the whole situation as a whole. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to our channel. We had a very busy weekend for Movie Files. Just to kind of recap, we had a Glass non-spoiler review as well as a spoiler review. Did a review for a couple of Netflix films, Close as well as I.O. And then, of course, like I said, we did the Netflix review for their version, this Fyre Festival. And then, of course, we have this one for you here. So definitely keep an eye out for some more content coming this week. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.